Hi friends and Friday Frolic Fun Day. I'm posting this so late, you guys. I'm so sorry. And I apologize. I have just been in the weeds. I am just been so super busy all day. But this is posting late, but I'm gonna get it up. And it's because we've got to get a Friday Frolic Fun Day in to launch what I am launching and starting in my Mistletoe Magic Sparkle Bag for December. I am so excited to finally get into the sparkle bag because it's Christmas almost and sparkle. I am so behind. I've made absolutely no Christmas jewelry, or one or two things, but I'm like so beyond behind. So I want to do something really fun today, friends, and this is really not difficult. I would consider this a beginner friendly. I'll make it a bit of a tutorial because I'm going to put a little interesting spin on my triple strand bracelet we're going to make here. I've gotten a little bit of it started, so we'll finish the rest together. This should not run too long for a Friday Frolic. And then, by the way, guys, I'm probably going to be posting all weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to go through all the comments from the gratitude giveaway of 2024. Thank you guys all so much for participating, and congrats to Stacy. And guess what, my friend? You're about to get this. Well, this is not all of it, but you're about to get this sparkle bag in the mail. So this is coming your way, and then hopefully you'll beat along with all of us and our sparkle bag mistletoe magic. So guys, sorry again, I'm posting super late, but let's get into it. Let me pull you down and show you where I'm at. So I just started out my triple strand, by the way, standard, guys. So I did 3 separate pieces of wire, and I'm using tiger tail and the white. And I just decided to cut, like, I think there's probably, 3 11 10-inch, 12-inch pieces, something like that. Just give yourself enough room so you can get your crimping in. And I'm using the white tiger tail, right? I cannot find my green. I wanted to use my red. I can't find either, so I grabbed the white. And then the soft flex green I had was the wrong green, so this is what I'm working with. I think it's going to be okay. It shouldn't be too stiff. I think we're going to work it out, and I'm just going to make things happen. But here's what's really cool, is what I've done is I'm doing this really cool technique that I just figured out, by the way. It's not a technique, rather a design. So the spin I'm adding on my triple strand, guys, is look what's going to happen. We're about to split it again right here. Or not split it, but we're going to put all 3 of these wires together and put a bead here, which is kind of like a split, right? But then what's going to happen is this white strand is going to literally end up being just a little bit above the green strands because of the way I started it, which I'll show you in 1 second, like a dome. It's like a half dome. And I think that this should be really pretty. So what I did, guys, was I started it out with, so I was using my bead stopper, by the way, until I got myself going. So I have our 3 millimeters and 3 red on each of the strands, right? And then I fed the outer strands are identical, and then the inner strand is the white. So this is that gorgeous green and yellow AB rondelle on the outside, and the 6 millimeter whites on the inside, and all the 3 millimeter little red rondelle baby ones in between. Now I pulled from my stash this really pretty check flower cup leaf bead with the gold wash, because remember my bag was all silver and gold. And then I used a 2x2 crimp in the magical crimper, and I used a silver wire guardian here. And then I added to the wire guardian, before I closed it, I added this closed 7 millimeter rope style jump ring, because this is where I'm going to add my dangles, and then we'll add my clasp on after that. So that's how I've kind of started it out. And that's what I'm up to for something fun on Friday. So yay, sparkle. So guys, for my beginners out there, you would just start this out any way that you would in any normal multi-strand. I did grab a bead stopper, right? In fact, I grabbed 3. I had all 3. So I did put a bead stopper on each of my 3 strands to talk you through how to get yourself started. And then all you're going to do is, if you don't have a flower bead like this, then grab something from the bag, like some of the table cut beads, or even these. These are I'm about to use in the center right now because they have a really nice big hole. These porcelain beads we had in the bag. So you could do that. You could also use the matte gold wash check rondelles that were in the bag. You can use anything from your stash. And that's what you want to do to get it started. That's what's going to give me this effect I'm going for. Because I started it out with all 3 strands down that first bead, and then I split them from there. So what you'll do is go ahead and put, start your runs of your beads on each individual strand with the bead stopper, and then, get to where, like, this is going to already be like almost to the middle of my wrist, and it's 3 runs of 3 on each strand of the 6mm rondelles with 1 3mm in between, 3 on the ends. And so now we're going to do this cool focal. And then take off your bead stopper, move it down here and clip all 3 strands together, and then add your crimp. Use 1 wire, so let the other 2 wires hang out, and I'll show you how to finish it off exactly the way I started it. And then feed your wire guardian on. Add your closed jump ring if you want to dangle. If not, you can skip that part. And then push your tail back through your crimp and go ahead and crimp it off. And that is exactly how you're going to get that started. Okay? And so I have my outer strands identical, guys, and then the white in the middle. So now what I'm going to do is I'm taking all 3 ends, putting them together. I'm going to pull you down. And here's what's happening. This is what I just figured out for this new design I just figured out. These fancy bead caps are so cool because remember I was telling you how you can expand them or press them together, just be careful. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. So before I put it on, I'm gonna just gently, you can't even tell that I'm moving it, but I am. Take each 4 of the petals here and opening up just a little bit. And I'm going to take all 3 of my strands and feed it through the hole in the center there of this bead cap facing down. Okay? And then look at what happens. This is cool as a cucumber. So I expanded the bead cap so you can see how it's further out. And then look what happens when I push everything down. It not only hides and tidies up any loose wire I have there, right? So things are vying for attention, right? So you can't even not only see that, but look what happened. It took and elevated this white strand in the center. That's what it looks like on the side. It's almost like I said, like a half dome. It's just cool. It just looks cool. So anyway, that's what I did. Okay, so I've got that facing down. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to be keeping all 3 strands together to make a center focal situation right here. I think I am going to use this matte check glass in the gold because, the whole bag was silver and gold, right? And we've got gold AB on the green beads. We've got gold wash on my check glass there. And then we've got lots of silver happening. So that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. And maybe this focal. Let's see if this looks okay or if it looks stupid. Actually, let's do this. Let's put on one of these bellflowers in the middle around that. Oh, see, that's just really cute too. You guys, both of those look really, really good. I'm not sure now which one I want to use. You know what? Let's go with the check because then they'll be on both ends and the center, the bellflowers. Let's do that because they have a gold wash on them anyway. So I'm going to do that. And I do offer these in my store. I don't know. They might be sold out though, guys. I'm not sure. But I did. They might be gone. They might be available. You can check. I think I can get all 3 of my wires there, but I think these look really cool. Let's do it. It's happening. And I'm going to put this porcelain one. And then what I want to do is I'm going to put this on my wrist, guys. So there's now my focal. Oh my gosh. That's just so pretty. And so I'm going to lift you up. So that's what I came up with using those fancy bead caps. So now if I put that down, I'm going to put my wrist kind of right in the center. That's actually perfect. That's right in the center of my wrist. That's really pretty. Okay, so now I'm going to put this bead cap on going the opposite direction down all 3 of my wires. And now I need to split my wires apart again. And I need to be really mindful. So I have to almost push these down now, guys, so I can see which one is that white strand. The other two are the same. But I need to figure out which one of those strands is the white strand. So I'm going to take and I'm going to pull this white strand. And kinking my tiger tail. Let me get that out. I'm going to pull the white strand so I can figure out which strand that is. It's this one. Okay, great. So then I will do just exactly what I did over here. Let's do that. So I've got all 3 of my wires together here, guys, right? And then I'll put my little flower leaf bead on with the bell portion facing in. Okay, so I'm putting, so you can use any bead. And again, you can even use the porcelain beads. The hole is certainly big enough. You could also end it with the bead caps, the fancy bead caps. You've got enough for that too. So that's just what I'm doing. So you can use any bead there, really, anything you want. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold that flower bead and I'm going to pull all 3 of my strands. But I'm not going to really pull them very tight. I'm just kind of I pulled them gently. And now I'm going to kind of go like this. I tend to do that when I'm doing something new that I'm not really sure. And now to finish it off, this is exactly how I started it, guys. Put your crimp tube, so you use a 2x2 for a triple strand. And you'll feed it down all 3 of your wires. Let it drop down. And now we need to grab a wire. So we grab one of our wires and we let the other 2 hang out. We will now feed a wire guardian on our wire. I'm not going to add anything now because I'm going to use jump rings. So those open and close, so I don't need to worry about adding anything. And then I'm going to feed that crimp right back there through that tail of my crimp tube. Aunt Gypsy, no. She's wanting over here something awful. There we go. Okay, I'm going to pull my tail, guys. And I'm going to hold my wire guardian while I'm pulling my tail. And I've got a lot of wire, which is great. It's going to be a really super durable finish. There we go. And again, I'm not in the least bit worried that some of my wire is going to show. I'm totally fine with that because it's white. So I do squeeze my wire guardian together there. And we'll pull that down just a little more. But that was too much, actually. That just made that all wanky. Okay, what just happened? Let me get this. There we go. Okay. But I need my flexibility. Yeah, see, it was just too tight. Now I have to, see, it's pushing that down, which is just what I want. I've got to kind of go like this so that I've got my flexibility. I can't be having that all stiff. Okay, and I'm just going to call it a day and leave well enough alone. And go ahead and use my magical crimper. And all 4 of those wires now are crimped and nice and snug as they can be. And that's what the magical crimper loves. If you, by the way, did not get a December Mistletoe Magic Sparkle Bag, I will link them in the description for you guys. I do still have a couple left. Okay, I'm just going to flush cut everything. And also, guys, tomorrow, before we get into the next project for Mistletoe Magic, I am going to, I think I mentioned it in the beginning, I am going to be pulling out, I want to show you guys my finished projects from Cozy Cabins for November Sparkle Bag. I want to show you what I finished. And I want to read the comments from the giveaway because I really want to share all that wonderful information. So I just flush cut everything there, guys. And that's really easy breezy. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab a jump ring, and I'm going to use ovals here, guys. We're done with everything else. Clean up my mess. Okay, and we need some pliers, don't we? I suppose we do. You can't be opening and closing. Oops, sorry guys. Without pliers. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is on my closed jump ring, I am going to first open my oval. I am going to add my heart portion of my toggle to that. And then I am going to add my closed jump ring to that. And so that's snug as a bug. And then we're going to grab another jump ring. And we are going to add this to our bar. It's kind of cool. These are kind of cool. Kind of like those. And then we're going to add that to that wire guardian on the other side here. Close that up. And then I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to actually grab a gold jump ring because everything is silver and gold. So, you know what? Why not? I mean, you know, there are no rules. That's what we say. And I'm just feeling it because it looks very silver and gold. And I don't know how I just even got this to happen, guys, that my white strands are on the top. I'm just saying. I'm really like, okay, this is turning out really well. Okay, so this is kind of a thick jump, this rope. I'm wanting to use these small 20 gauge. These are also 24 karat gold plated, as are these and these. I don't want to use too obtrusive, but I don't know if it'll fit. Let's check it out. Let's try. We can use the little baby fours. We'll use them. Get our little present on here. And then I'm going to have to see. I think I might need to adjust my toggle. I might need a little more length. We're about to find out. But let's see. Okay, so there's my jump ring. It's on there. Let's see if I can get the present on. Oh my gosh, it's happening, you guys. That is awesome. You know, I just love when things happen the way you want them. And I love those because they like click. Let me grab my ovals. And let's see what we have here. Let's see what I have. Oh, this is so pretty, you guys. Aw. And the silver and gold, I cannot. It just looks good. It just looks right. And I'll add my own little chain extender by adding several jump rings right there. And it'll make it easier, but not too sloppy. And there we go, guys. There is project 1 for December Sparkle Bag. Mistletoe Magic. We will see you guys tomorrow. I'm so sorry for the late post. I hope you guys enjoyed. And we'll try something like this yourselves. Until tomorrow, friends. Be blessed.